So in total honesty, this was going to be a video about my experiences being an Indian girl who talks about sex very openly. You know, weird things people would say to you like, oh, what do your in-laws think? And wow, you're so Americanized. Shit like that. And as I'm trying to unpack my country's very complicated relationship with sex, I come across some really interesting facts online. Like, for instance, globally, India apparently has a very high rate of sexual satisfaction. What? I mean, this is a country in which sex is usually considered like a man's prerogative and a woman's duty, and a female orgasm is probably as mythological as most of our folk tales, and a number of men are gay and still married to women. So now I'm totally intrigued. So I start diving into the research, and I found some fascinating facts about how different countries have sex, and I have to share them with you. So here goes. So I will say off the bat, we don't know how these studies were done and how significant they are, blah, blah, blah. So take it all with a grain of salt, but it's really fun to think about. So according to a 2015 study conducted by Durex, the condom company, the country with the highest sexual satisfaction in the world was, drumroll please, Switzerland. Hey, who'd have thunk it? I always thought of the Swiss as, very sedate and well-mannered, like Roger Federer. Well, at least they'll come on time. So here's the rest of the list. Sexual satisfaction in this case is largely determined by achieving orgasm, which is a fair indicator. Look at my India, shining at number 8. I mean, I wasn't feeling too hot about my country these days, rape capitals of the world, most polluted cities, and communal riots and stuff like that. But this makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Notable exceptions to the list: the US. Not surprising, because it is a very puritanical culture, and there's no way that frat boys are learning how to give good head. It's just not happening. And France. Now that's surprising. City of love, all that pouting and posing, and really coming up with nothing between the sheets. Quel dommage. Now, orgasms are important, but let's be real. If a vibrating latex bulb can get you off, then it may not be the most indicative of quality lovemaking. So our friends at Durex decided to do research into the most exciting sex lives around the world. Look at that. Nigeria and Mexico leading the way. And look at my India. Pretty respectable. Even the US managed to pull up its socks. What the hell is going on in Australia and New Zealand? I mean, I know they're generally a chilled out people, but come on, mate, put your back into it a little bit. The least satisfied country in the world? Japan. And it's been linked to long working hours, declining marriage rates, because, yeah, believe it or not, apparently married people have a lot of sex. It's true. Sexual frequency is linked to marriage in that married people do have more sex, It's probably linked to access and legal obligations and stuff like that. But millennials, those freaks of nature, are having less sex anyway. They're busy, binge watching Netflix and surfing porn. Oh, and which also leads me to porn consumption is at an all-time high, thank you very much to the internet, with an average visit duration of 10 minutes and 13 seconds. Like, are you sticking around for this story? Like, really? Highest porn consumption is the US, followed by the UK, India, Japan, Germany, France, and Canada. You should also know that the most popular porn day is Sunday. I thought that was church day in most countries. Oh well, I guess that's what confession is for. But I digress. Now, a real meaningful metric is the orgasm gap. The difference between how many men versus how many women report having an orgasm. And across the world, men climax more. Almost double, by the way. Now, the researchers do point out that the Nigerians were interviewed face to face, and they might have inflated their entire sex situation. So let's hold off on Nigeria for a second. But look at the rest of the world. This is completely unacceptable. I mean, women would gladly accept 70 cents to a man's dollar if at least our orgasms were on par. Okay, I'm kidding, feminists, calm down. But it would make it a little bit more palpable. And again, I'm looking at India not being shit and wondering if they're introducing Kama Sutra classes into the curriculum these days. Or if this data is just bullshit. Who knows? Maybe quality is just too high a bar. Let's just look at straight up quantity. And voila, another condom manufacturer, look at all the good they do in the world, really putting out all this information, reveals that the country that has the most sex in the world is Greece, with an average of 3 times a week. Whoppa! And the study shows that 80% of Greeks think that sex is really important. And here are 3 reasons why. Here's number 1. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. Now, according to this list, New Zealand is number 9, but in the previous study, we saw that they're shit at it. So I don't really know what's going on here. Some other fascinating factoids that I came across in this very, very academic research of mine. Nigerian women ranked amongst the most unfaithful in the world, with 62% of them having to admit to have cheated to a partner. Well, of course, their sexual satisfaction is high in that case. Nobody's having sex with their husbands. Australian men are more promiscuous than most, with their average number being 25 compared to 13 in the US, for instance. Mexico has been previously rated as one of the horniest countries in the world. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds great. You should put that on the national flag. In Italy, women who drink 2 glasses of wine a day, I can't even say this on a straight face. In Italy, women who drink more than 2 glasses of wine a day report higher sexual satisfaction than those who do not drink. Yeah, duh. And finally, Spanish men are considered the best lovers in the world. Hello, Javier Bardem. But Finnish women have the highest sex drive, with almost 30% reporting to be borderline nymphomaniacs. No wonder tourism to Finland is at an all-time high. So if all this is very intimidating, with the philandering Nigerian women and keeping up with the Bardems, another travel site was kind enough to offer a list of countries where you can find perfectly average lovers. Not fabulously good looking and competent in bed. Those countries are, for men, Canada, France, surprising, Germany. And for women, it's Germany, South Africa, and wait for it, India. So clearly all this data is bullshit, because we know that Indian women are far from perfectly average. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't take it too seriously, and see you in Spain.